Welcome back, everyone, to another episode. Today, we are speaking with Renée Lindo. Renée is a personal stylist and owner of Let's Get Dressed Now. She helps professionals save time and increase confidence by creating a polished wardrobe and image that aligns with their personal brand so that you or they can attract career building opportunities. And I'm all about that. Renée, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. It is so good to be here. Thank you for having me, Enrique. I love talking about this topic. It is near and dear to my heart. So great to be here.
And so it is to me, and that's why I've had you come on the show. This is an area where leaders tend to fail more more often than not, just because they don't know. So, folks, we will be speaking about success unlocked, dressing your way to achievement. And I know everybody wants to get to success; they want to get to achievement, and sometimes their wardrobe is the hindrance. But before we get into that, tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, so I am, as you said, I am a personal and brand stylist. So I guide professionals on their style journey from confused and overwhelmed to confident. And we do this by creating polished outfits in functional wardrobes that really align with their personal brand so that they can put their hands up for more, so that they can negotiate better for themselves and really attract career building opportunities that they want. So my background is corporate. I was a national sales director. I come from the pharmaceutical industry and led a team of reps across Canada. I started off in the US and also the country manager in the Caribbean. So, doing that work, I just realized how important it was that I showed up well for myself. And I just knew the confidence it gave me when I was dressed well. I was able to, speak up at around the boardroom tables, right? And it gave me the confidence to negotiate better for myself, to close bigger deals. So I said, if I could help others to really tap into the power of their style, that's what I would really love to do. And so I stepped away from corporate about 5 years ago and launched my business, Let's Get Dressed Now. And so I work with professionals one on one as they're progressing their careers, uh, leaders, to really help them to create an image that really aligns with their brand, and also do corporate presentations to really help employers with their employees and to help them, again, to present themselves in a way that's supportive of the employer and also comfortable and authentic to the employee. So that's a little bit about me in a nutshell.
Wonderful. And I love that you mentioned, the fact that you realized how important this was, and
Mhm.
how you would present yourself and represent yourself in certain settings. So, in talking about that, what's the importance of dress code and knowing the occasion? Because I tell you what, there's nothing like having an event and it be a certain dress code and having your boss or your supervisor or your leader show up and totally violate it.
Yeah, exactly. I think dress code is about, there are a few things. Dress code is about respect, right? It's respecting the organizers, it's respecting the event, it's showing up as the organizers would want. And it also kind of gives us some guidance. It gives us guidance in terms of how we should show up, right? Which is really important because you don't want to, as you mentioned, to be at an event and you're standing out and you're underdressed or really very, very overdressed. You want to be comfortable. You want to use, and I'll get into this after, but your clothing really is a tool that you can tap into. So when you understand the dress code, when you are appropriately dressed, it really allows you to show up well for yourself, right? And to put yourself in a position where uh people are seeing you and they're not distracted by what you're wearing.
And one of my first questions when an event or I'm invited to an event is, what's the dress code? And
Yes.
then it's not just asking, right? Folks, leaders need to understand the different levels of codes that there are for these
Ab-
events.
Absolutely. And and I think this is a good point as we talk about dress code, because In the world of work, no, it has become so much more relaxed, right? So there's a lot of blurring of these lines of even dress code or office attire. We're much more relaxed than what we used to wear. But I always say it may be relaxed, but that does not mean sloppy. Okay, we can still have, business casual is what a lot of employers expect. And depending on your industry, you may lean more business, some may lean more casual, just really depending on the industry that you're in. More formal industries, banking, law, finance may tend to lean more business, and then more creative may lean a little bit more cash. But it's really important to understand what the different levels of dress, the different levels are. Business casual is no jeans, right? There are some offices that will say, yeah, but my office says I can wear jeans, and they say it's business casual. They may allow you to wear jeans, but just know that's smart casual. But business casual really is no jeans. And then for sure, we're not doing ripped denim. We're not doing lots of logos and t-shirts. We're not doing crop tops. So there's certain things within a professional environment that you really want to stay away from. Yeah, so it's important to really understand the different levels and what's appropriate for your industry. That's the other thing. There's not just one definition of what professional is, but what's important is to understand what is appropriate for your industry and your company culture.
There's appropriate to the occasion,
Yeah,
appropriate to the setting, and there's
absolutely.
another thing that's appropriate to you because
Yeah.
let's if you're uncomfortable in a suit,
Oh,
right?
yes.
There's
Yes.
these things, and so nowadays we are very keen to branding. A lot of
Hmm.
times you're talking about company brands, you're talking about personal brands.
Yeah.
So why should my outfit reflect my personal brand and professionalism?
Oh my goodness. So this is a big one for me. I talk a lot about personal brand and the relationship with your style. That's so important. Your personal brand is everything. As you're building your career, as you are a leader, as you are, whether you're a business owner, just everybody, right? Your personal brand is really and your style, really a part of that career success toolkit. It's how you differentiate yourself. It is how you stand out. It's the real your skills, your what you've accomplished. So all of that really is a part of your personal brand. And I say that your style and your image really is the packaging of your personal brand. It's the first thing that people see. So you really want to be intentional about the story that you're creating with your style and with your personal brand. Before you even open your mouth, people start to make decisions. They start to make assessments of you. So it really is important that you are aligning your image with the brand that you're trying to cultivate and create as you're a leader, as you're progressing your career. Because remember, you're also as a leader, your direct reports look up to you. The people in your organization look up to you. You set the tone for your organization. So you really want to present an image that is reflective of the culture and what you want to create in your organization. So really, really important.
Yes, and I tell you that. So today I'm wearing a T-shirt, but this is on purpose, right? Streamyard, we're talking about that later. But I have a closet, and this it looks like Men's Warehouse, and the reason why it does is because I find dress to be one of the most important things that you can use. You mentioned tool. I love the word for that because just like money is a tool,
Yeah,
clothing is a tool, and
absolutely.
and you have to know
Absolutely.
how to use it, right?
You
So
have to know
now,
how to use it.
uh,
Yeah. And I
so
say that it's a tool to get you from. So if you have career goals and you're progressing your career and you want to move from where you are to your aspirations, right? That bridge, your style is a part of that bridge to take you there. Right. And it's you want to dress in a way that you're comfortable, a way that really shows your authenticity, because all of those things are important as you are building relationships, as you are networking. So absolutely, if your suits make you feel confident and make you feel, fantastic, and gives you just that vibe, that's what you want to lean into. People are attracted to that, right? You become magnetic. It changes your energy when you're feeling good and looking good. It absolutely changes your energy, and it changes what you feel you are available for, what you make yourself available for. and that's magnetic. So I encourage you to really be intentional about how you present yourself, how you look, and the pieces that the clothing and how you put yourself together.
Yeah, I was part of a company, and the dress code on a daily basis was flip flop sneakers, jeans, shorts, and t shirt or hoodie because it got
Hmm.
cold.
Hmm. Hmm.
But I was hired into an executive position, and I was the only one that for 2 years straight would wear a suit. I was the oddball out. Believe
Yeah,
me, for a
yeah, yeah,
while,
yeah,
that if I
yeah,
wasn't so confident in
yeah,
myself, I would
yeah,
feel
yeah,
very uncomfortable.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I had a mission with my dress. I was teaching with my dress that
Yes,
and no matter what the company culture is, there are certain standards to positions.
right. Right. And then you hold yourself to your own standard, right? So that's the other thing that when I work with clients now, they'll say that, they're so confused. That's the other thing about dress code. So because of this return to office, a lot of employers want people back, they're meeting a lot of resistance. People want to stay home. And so a lot of employers aren't really forcing a dress code, or they're not talking about a dress code. They just want employees back. And so what that creates is that sometimes employees are confused, right? This is what I used to wear. This is what I wore before pandemic. This is what I wear at home. What am I supposed to wear now? Because people are all over the place. And my position is, use it as it is a great opportunity for you to define your brand, for you to put into the world what your standards are, not because others are wearing hoodies or look disheveled means that you need to follow suit. You can position yourself as, hey, I'm serious. I am about my business. These are the goals that I've set. And you can show up in a way that really speaks to you and speaks to your authenticity.
What I gained from that experience was that people loved those that looked like them,
Yeah.
but they respected me. And there's a difference between love and respect.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what,
Absolutely.
I would
Absolutely.
show up in a room and there was respect. And so
Yes.
I attribute that a lot to my wear and
Yes.
how I wore it and how I executed my leadership while wearing that, right? Because you can
Yes.
wear something and not totally not be in
Yeah.
line with that wear.
Right.
Now,
Right.
you mentioned something important because we are coming from an environment where now a lot of remote is going on. We hear the jokes about the Zoom wear, which is nothing but a nice up top, and then you got
Yeah.
pajama bottoms, right?
Right.
And
Right.
so
Right.
there's a lot of confusion. Yes, there's a lot of misinformation. But why should I consider being comfortable and
Yes.
confident wearing my outfits?
Mhm, mhm. So comfort is important, right? We were coming from a situation where we're working from home and we were comfortable, and we said, "Hey, I did a great job wearing my comfortable clothes." So the idea is not for you to like wear a costume, but it's to be comfortable in clothing that's appropriate for your office culture. We know from data that when you're comfortable, you do your best work. People tend to be more creative when they're comfortable. And then again, I'll say comfort does not mean sloppy. A hoodie and sweats is not the only way to be comfortable, right? And retailers have done a great job now of creating pieces and clothing that has stretch, that is not structured and tight as they used to be, that allows you to move and be comfortable and still look polished. And when you're comfortable, you'll feel confident, right? You will not be constantly pulling at your clothing and checking and twitching, right? Those when you're doing that, it shows either you're not confident, you're uncomfortable. And as a leader, as an employee really wanting to progress up the ranks, you want to show that you're comfortable in your skin, you're confident, you're able to move, you can just be normal without looking like you're wearing a costume and looking like you're not yourself, because then that sends messages of inauthenticity. And really, it's about being authentic. That's a big word now. People are wanting people who are authentic. You want to network with people who are authentic, people on your team who are authentic. So really leaning into being comfortable, but and not but, and being confident and polished. Absolutely can be done. I do that with clients all the time. This is what we do.
Now, a key point here I want to dive into is there are messages, and we you just talked about it. There, are, the clothes speak,
Yeah.
but and sometimes it contradicts,
Mm-hmm.
right? Who
Yeah.
and you talk about authenticity. So why should I consider the message that my outfit conveys to others?
So messaging is important. We know from data that within a few 7 seconds, we've heard this stat before, people make decisions about us. And I say it's even quicker now with social media and how fast the world is moving. People make decisions about us. Yes, we know don't judge a book by its cover. Everybody says, oh, I don't do that. That's not right. I'm a great person. But just a part of human nature, we judge and just by seeing and without even opening our mouths. And what the data tells us is that in those 7 seconds, what are people judging us on? What are they assessing? They're assessing, are you trustworthy? Are you likable? Are you confident? And are you competent? Right? So those are four pretty important things that people are judging you without before you even open your mouth. And as a leader, those things are really important for people to understand about you. And also remember that communication, more than 50% of our communication is non-verbal, right? So how we show up, our clothing, all of that, this is how we introduce ourselves to the world. This is how we tell the world who we are, how we share our values. And that is so important. Um, you want to control the narrative, right? The stories that are being told, that the messages that are being that people make up about you, you want to control that narrative because you know if somebody else tells your story, it may not be the story that you want told. So that's another big piece of it, is really owning your narrative and showing up in a way that it tells your story. And then, and Enrique, you mentioned, you really brought up the point that you want it to be aligned. And we spend a lot of time, creating great marketing assets, spend a lot of time on our resume, cover letters, getting career coaching, all of that. But then when you show up to the opportunity, when you show up either for the job or to meet the person, and you don't look like what they would think or expect from all of the assets and the resume that you have created, right? There's a disconnect. And when there's a disconnect, people are confused and they're like, if I invest in this person, whether it's by hiring or promoting or doing business with, if I invest in this person, who am I investing in? Am I investing in what I see with this fancy marketing or what the resume says, or am I investing in what I'm seeing in front of me? This person looks disheveled. They don't look like they took time to put themselves together, right? Those are important things. So you really want to create an image that aligns with your personal brand and the story that you want to tell, right? And I created this framework called your style story. We'll get into it later, but it really helps you to create a story that really aligns with your brand.
So important. And I've had people say, Enrique, before you came into this room, we knew you was gonna be the best dressed. You know, and that's a reputation. It goes hand in hand
Yeah.
with the message.
Yes.
The message
Yes.
speaks. The
Yes.
clothing speak.
Yes.
Yeah, others speak
Yeah.
about you. And I love that
Absolutely.
you gotta own that narrative. You
Yes,
know,
you do. You really do. It speaks, right? And it matters. We've come we're in a part in society now where people say, "Oh, it really doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter what I wear. I'm a great at Excel. I'm a great team player. I'm good at this." But you know what? That may all be true, but I don't know that. What I see you and you're right in front of me, and what I see, it doesn't make sense in my brain. It doesn't make sense with what I would expect. It doesn't make sense with industry standards. It just doesn't make sense. So you really want to position yourself in a way that it makes sense. It's easy for people to see you in that role, in that position, what have you. And as I said, your style is a tool. It takes just as much time to get dressed and to look polished and put a great outfit together as it does to show up looking frumpy and sloppy. Same amount of time. You're putting on the pants the same way, putting on your tops, your clothing the same way. The difference is is that you want to create a wardrobe that has pieces that you can easily create polished outfits, a wardrobe that really speaks to who you are. So that's where the difference is. You need to have a wardrobe that you can work from. If you're using a wardrobe that's dated, a wardrobe that things don't fit and they don't fit how you would like them to fit, that's when you have challenges, right? So it's important that you're intentional about the message that you want to send about your brand and who you are and how you can serve and help.
And that's so important. Now, another aspect of using this canvas, right? Because that's what we are at
Yeah,
times. uh,
yeah.
what role does grooming and accessories play
Uh,
in dressing for
oh
success?
man, grooming. You'd think that you don't have to talk about grooming as adults. We should know to be clean. Your hair neat, fingers neat, not no dirt under it. So basic hygiene, those things are important, right? People notice that your clothing when you show up, is it clean, does it have stains, is it ironed, right? All of those things are important because again, you're sending a message, right? You're sending a message to people are receiving it, and what people are interpreting could be, well, this person really didn't take enough time on themselves. Are they going to take enough time on my project? Are they going to pay attention to the details that are important to what I need to be done? Do they respect me? Because if you show up in a way that shows that you really don't care, then that shows a lack of respect. So, as I said, this is all communication. So, what are you communicating? So, to answer your question, how important is grooming? Grooming is huge. Now, accessories, they're a fun piece, right? Accessories, and depending again on your industry and where you are, accessories are a great way that you can showcase your personality. Maybe if you're in a formal industry and you don't have much leeway in your clothing, maybe adding an accessory that really speaks to your personality would be and can be something easy. Whether it's maybe you have glasses that have a funky shape, or earrings, or a jewelry, whatever it is. Just maybe you can use your accessories that way. And just think about how else can you infuse some of your authentic self, some of your personality into your dress. And accessories are a great way to do that. I see it as a part, as I'd mentioned before, your style story. It's a framework that I created to really help you to tell a consistent and compelling story. Just like any story or movie you would read, there are certain elements that make you memorable. The first thing you want is in your story. You need to be clear. You need to have clarity. We don't just start writing a story. We think about, what is this story going to be about? Similarly with your style, you want to think about, who are you? Where are you starting from? What do you want to communicate about who you are? Right. So you want to get clear on that. The next thing is a scene. Every story happens somewhere. And for your style, it's in your closet. So you want to ensure that the pieces that are in your closet serve your lifestyle now. They support you with the work that you're doing, they support the life that you live. If you've changed industries and you don't, or your office or your job has changed, you're not wearing the same things, get rid of those things that you no longer need and put items that you're going to wear every day. They'll support you and make it easier for you to get dressed and build a great outfit. The next piece is the main character, right? Every story has a main character. And of course, for your style, you're the main character. So you really want to understand how to dress your body, how to dress your shape, what's going to fit well, where do you want your pieces to maybe not fit tightly, but maybe more loosely. What parts of your body do you want to accentuate or not? So you want to think about that. And then your wardrobe, right? That's the next piece. When you're watching a movie, the wardrobe piece tells so much about the characters. You can tell the character in the movie, you can tell what level job they have, if they're professional, if they're more laid back. You can tell so much about their personality, the work that they do, by the way that they're dressed. Similarly with you, right? Create a wardrobe where your outfits you can mix and match and give you variety depending on what types of events you're going to have to go to. So you want your wardrobe to work for you and to tell your story. And then the fifth piece is the supporting cast. If the story was just about you, it may be a little bit boring. So there's always supporting cast to really allow your personality to shine, and that's where accessories come in, and color, right? So your accessories allow your personality to shine, allows you to really see a bit more about who you are, and just adds to that overall story that you're telling. So when you think of these elements and put these elements together, it really creates a style story that's confident, it's consistent because you can keep doing it, and you become memorable, right? People remember you for the right reasons, and not like, oh, what are they wearing? Or, oh, are they the right fit for this role? Do we really think they can do this job? So, as I said before, your style is a powerful tool that when we understand how to use it well and use it best, it really helps us as we're progressing professionally and personally. So, I hope that answered your question about
Oh,
accessories.
yeah.
Accessories are
No,
key, right?
5 great points to make and to
Mhm.
keep, in your pocket. We'll definitely highlight those for you in the show notes so that you can have that.
Yeah,
And it's been, so good. We've discussed personal responsibility. We discuss your wardrobe responsibility, messaging,
yeah,
how to use things to enhance your style and your message, how to keep control of your message. So many things that we've
absolutely.
covered today. And I wanted to ask you, what do you have coming up, and how can the listener or viewer get a hold of you if they want your advice or to
Yeah,
hire you to speak, or anything like
yeah.
that?
Absolutely. Well, great. Well, so I'm on LinkedIn a lot. So if you're on LinkedIn, I'm Renee Lindo on LinkedIn. Instagram, Renee Lindo underscore style. And then my website is Let's Get Dressed Now. So what I'm working on that I'm really excited about is I've created a one-on-one body shape experience. So it's really to help clients to understand what their body shape is. They're working with me one-on-one, understand their body shape. We'll put through or show them what it looks like, how to put outfits together, the key pieces. So that's really a great program. It ends February 23rd. So if you are thinking about that, let me know. And also, I also have a free body shape guide. If that doesn't work for you, a free body shape guide, it's on my website. So yes, those are some of the ways that we can work together. But send me a message. I'm always excited to talk to people, to talk to employers, talk to employees about how they can use their style really as a powerful tool that it is.
And powerful tool indeed. Now, folks, we'll have all of that information as part of the show notes and video for you to be able to get a hold of Renee and her services. Go to her website and get that free product so that you can start your journey, but make sure to talk to her and get
Yeah,
the full shebang of the
yeah,
experience.
that's
Now,
right.
folks, today's episode is sponsored by Fantail Services and Superpass, which are powering our website and app, Southern Sweet and Sassy Coffee, the Outlier Project, and Duco. And if you've enjoyed this episode and learned something interesting about the topic covered today, make sure to subscribe and let us know by leaving a comment. And we're always looking for new ideas and guests that we can add to our show. So if you know someone or have a topic that you would like featured on the podcast or want to sponsor our show, we love to hear about it by emailing us at triadleadershipsolutions@gmail.com. And this podcast is brought to you by StreamYard, a browser based tool that lets you live stream to any platform and record podcasts in studio quality and even host webinars. It's built for creators and video marketers to make your job way easier, and we use it to record this podcast. Be sure to tune in next week for another episode where we dissect leadership from another angle. And as we like to end the show, success to you.